Hey, what's up survivors, my name's Cap and welcome back to the channel and another 7 Days to Die video. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about treasure maps. Now as you're scavenging and running around the world, sometimes you may come across these treasure traps, usually named after somebody like Taylor, Sarah, etc. like this. And if you hold it in your hand, it kind of looks like just a book here. But if you right click it to use it, you'll see it pops up and it'll give you a nice little message from the person that wrote the message here. So dear survivor, if you're reading this, know then the worst has probably happened, etc, etc. I buried a bunch of stuff for you to find. You can go ahead and accept it, and you'll see up at the top in your little mini map indicator, you'll see that it put a little icon there. And if you open up your map and zoom out far enough the direction it's actually pointing, you can see where it might show that it's buried at here. It may not be anywhere close to you, so you may have a little bit of a travel to get there. Once you've arrived at the location that the map shows where your treasure is, you'll see up in the little mini map indicator right up there, it's got the treasure chest icon and it's blinking red. The blinking red lets you know generally in the general area where it's at. Now that means it's very confusing to actually find it here. Under your skills section, if you look under treasure hunter, you have 3 different levels you can go to, and it takes a few points to put in. I think it's 10 for each level. And each time you upgrade your treasure hunter skill, it makes the area of possible finding of the treasure a little bit smaller, because as you're walking right now, as you can see, you can walk a little ways and it's still blinking red. That means it's kind of hard to actually find. It takes a little bit of time to find it. And I know you may be thinking, well, where do I start digging? Well, one of the easiest things you can do that I always do here is I get a bunch of wood frames, and then what I'll do is I'll just pick a cardinal direction. Like I said, we'll go west, and then I'll walk until it stops blinking. Okay, so about right there. Okay, so that lets me know that right here is the edge of the digging zone for this particular area. So what I'll do is I'll place a couple wooden frames up there like that. That way I can quickly see it. And then I'll go backwards to due east and do the same thing. I walk until it's no longer blinking. And then I'll put a couple, pick this one up, I'll put a couple up right there. And then I'll do this until I have a little bit of a square here. Now, of course, it's not an exact science or whatever, but it at least give you a pretty good area at which to dig. As you can see, I got, some columns stacked up on 4 different cardinal corners here. And then I went through and I chopped down all the little bitty trees that were sticking through there just so I have a general area of which I'm going to start my digging. Obviously, you're going to need some digging tools. So the first thing you'll probably start off with if you're early on in the game is a stone shovel, because it doesn't take a whole lot of time to make one of those. You can make it pretty much on the first day. Being able to get some of the better tools like a pickaxe, which you can either make an iron pickaxe or a steel pickaxe once you've made it a little bit further up and you got forged steel, forged iron, you got a workbench, or you can make a better shovel as well, following the same guidelines with forged iron and forged steel. Hopefully you've been able to make it long enough to where you can get a forge before you really start tackling one of these treasure chests, because there's not a time limit on it, so you have as much time as you want to get it done. And then basically hope that your treasure map points you to a direction where it's nice soft dirt, unlike this area here, which is nice and covered in rock. And so basically all you have to do is just start digging and hope you get lucky. Now in my personal experience, I found treasures buried anywhere from 2 blocks down to 4 blocks down. That's generally the range in which I find these. And it's no guaranteed science. It's not going to be directly in the middle. They're not always going to be the same depth from each other. So you may or may not find it very quickly. You may be out here for a little while. So this is one of those things you're just going to have to dig around until you actually find it. It looks like this secure chest right here. That's what it looks like when it's hidden underground, and you can find all kinds of cool stuff in it. And then of course, after an excessively large amount of digging and ripping up the earth, hopefully you'll have a chance to find the treasure chest. And you can see here that this one was about 3 blocks down. See, I'm about 2 blocks below from where I was, and that one's right below me here. You open it up and see what kinds of cool stuff you can get. Got the rocket launcher schematic and a whole bunch of Duke's Casino coin. So anyway, hopefully this was useful in helping you guys figure out how to actually go about finding these treasure chests. And again, if you put some skill points into the treasure hunter skill up here, then when you're going through and putting your columns up around the cardinal sections of this to figure out where to dig, it'll be a much smaller area on your map, so you won't have as much room to have to dig in to try and find it. So anyway, hopefully that was useful to you guys. If you have any questions, do drop them in the comment section below and I'll happily help you out. Thank you so much for your time, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos, and if you would, hit that thumbs up button because you know I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.